Okay, so we're in the Woodville Estate in Hoppers Crossing. Now, I'll talk about the area first. I'll talk about the property and then do an inspection of the place. So, the area itself is a pretty in-demand kind of place. The reason why it's in demand is it's just in the center of everything. So you can see right there, that circular kind of looks like a kid's ride. That actually is a kid's ride. That's a water slide. That is a massive swimming pool, gym. It's got about 5 swimming pools in there. 5 large, at least 2 like Olympic-sized pools, but 5 pools all up. Spa, sauna, gym, all that kind of stuff. Very good setup in there. Right across the road from there, you've got Heathdale Christian College. It's a private school, top-rated school in Victoria. It could be like a top 20 or top 30 school. Across the road from the school, you've got the Werribee. It's called Pacific something else now, Pacific Fair, but it's like Werribee Plaza. One of the largest shopping centres in the West, next to High Point, but the second largest shopping centre. Now, if you kind of move over this way, you've got the major police station, courthouse, and over that way, you've got an employment hub, which is the Werribee Hospital. You've got a number of little hospitals in there, psych hospitals, like a normal hospital. You've got Victoria University over there. And across the road from there, you've also got Hoppers Crossing train station. This place is in between 2 kind of train stations. Hoppers Crossing is the closest, and Werribee is also a pretty close one to here as well. That portable there, or what that looks like a commercial-looking building, that is actually a primary school. It's for disabled kids. I'm not too sure about the details of that school, but it is what it is. So that's the area. It packs a lot of punch. It's one of the first areas in Hoppers Crossing. I think it's established in the 1960s. I'm pretty sure. 50s, 60s, that kind of era. As a result, this is the quality of housing that you're getting. Most of the houses around here were built really well, but the problem is they're pretty old now. You're getting on to 60 years of age. There's a lot of houses that haven't been looked after. So in other words, regular maintenance. And that's the hard part about buying this estate. You need to find a place that's been cared for, not just once at the end when they're trying to sell it, but it's had its kind of things done to it over the years to make sure that you're buying a house that's basically because you bought it and it's just had a kind of surface kind of touch up. Okay, so let's talk about what I found on the drone footage. So I flew the drone over the roof. Roof looks fine to me. These are pretty intense type of gutters, so we'll have a good look at the gutters when we walk around the property. But yeah, the roof itself, it looks fine. It doesn't look like it needs any immediate work. A little bit of gutters that need to be cleaned. There's some dirt and moss in the gutters, but apart from that, it looks fine to me. It's a brick veneer house. This house is on stumps, right? So we're looking for cracks in bricks. We're looking for movement in the floors. And if it's kind of affected any other parts of the structure of the house, for example, the doors open and closed well because the structure's moved, that kind of story. They've invested quite a bit of money on a pretty decent concrete driveway, and it's huge. It covers every part of the property at the front. Now, I reckon that's fantastic. Low maintenance, nothing can go wrong with this. Water's being controlled around the place, so the water has somewhere to go. It's not going towards the property, wrecking the structure. Now, what have we got? So, house is on stumps. The house itself looks okay. It's neat. It's clean. There isn't too much maintenance that I can see that you'd have to do immediately from the front. These gutters are timber gutters. I'm sure they're metal on the inside, but on the outside, they're like a timber board. So you just got to make sure they're not rotten at points where they join. That's just typically where they seem to have issues. Oops, sorry, my camera's gone crazy. I'm trying to do something here to show you what I'm talking about. Listen. Okay, see that join there? Come on. Okay, I'm just going to force it. That right there, where that join is typically where the timbers kind of get loose or rotten. Sorry, the timber rots. So one thing you got to do when you buy a house with this type of gutters is basically just check the quality of how long life it has left in it. Is what I'm trying to say. My goodness. I've inspected too many houses today. But as for the house itself, no garage. So you're essentially just parking in open space. The owners have built this nice looking fence, but for some reason it's a bit wobbly here. Now, why? Maybe they didn't dig deep enough here and put deep enough posts, but it's kind of slanted. Can't imagine it being a too hard of a fix. But I would fix that. I wouldn't let that kind of fall apart because it's a nice fence. It's an automatic gate as well, hence why I can't get in. Can I get in? Maybe I can. Oh, look at it. Let's have a quick walk around the property while we're here. Okay, so let's check out these gutters. Okay, so I'm looking for cracks in the bricks now. Looks fine to me. Okay, so you can see the water damage I was talking about. See that? Now, you can cut those little pieces out, right? You can cut about 30 centimeters that way, 30 centimeters that way, and just replace that bit there. But it's a job that has to be done. So it's something you have to keep an eye out for. The houses of this era didn't have metal window frames, so you have to check those as well. I can't get in there because there's rose bush, but you can see how the paint's peeled. Now that needs maintenance. It's starting to rot in that corner there. Sorry, my camera is just not listening to me today. What is your problem, mate? Okay. You can see that window, how it's that right in that corner there. That's where they go rotting in all those corners, right? So you got to do work to it. Little bit of movement here. You can see there is a gap there where you can stick your finger in. You can see the silicone where that used to be that white line. Something's moved, either the wall or the window. And what we've got now is a pretty decent gap. They've replaced this gutter. Downpipe, sorry, not gutter. So you can see all those stains going along there, that long line there. That's flooding. So what happens is the eaves get full of stuff and it just rots. Gets full of stuff, doesn't rot. It turns into dirt, creates a blockage, and just floods into the roof. Thank goodness this house has eaves, because otherwise the water would have gone into the house. But this house has eaves, so what happened was the eaves flooded. I'm guessing that this gutter was so blocked and so damaged they just had to replace it. And that's the aftermath. Okay, more on this side of it. Look at that. That's definitely rotten. Jeez, that's pretty bad actually. So that means the gutter on the inside's rotten as well. We've got a damaged kind of board here. That's not good. So I once had to get this updated in my rental business. Man, you need a permit from the council to turn power off with these things. You can't just send an electrician out to fix it. And it was an expensive job. So yeah, okay. I'm not going to open this shed because it's not open time yet. And I'm kind of breaking an entry. So here we go. More damage to the windows. That's like, you can see that's fully rotten. Actually, I should put that back. I might get in trouble. Okay, I need to touch that. The gas at the property, which is good. Can't get there because it's how bushy these little spikes are. I'm gonna rip my top. Okay. Mate, they've done some sort of spray paint here and just spray painted on a driveway. You just don't do that. And they've just marked it up. Okay. Once again, piece of timber missing there. Okay, no cracks in the bricks, which is a good sign. It's starting to rot. So, I dare say that this place needs new gutters because that's why there's a bit of rot going on. Look at this. Same issue. They've replaced the pipe. It's not connected. So this would fail a building and pest inspection. It's just an open drain. That's not very good. It needs to be connected, right? Because look at this, right? There's plastic there. And there's rubbish and all sorts of stuff. Once that hole blocks, which it will, look at that. That's damaged. So you need to chat the place over the timber here. So already this is looking like there's a decent bill here just in placing stuff. Look at that. I've never seen this broken before like this. So anyway, This is a decent upgrade. This is a lovely paved area. Okay, this is a structural crack. That's not great. I'm not going to say terrible, but it's decent. Look at this. I always say, if you can stick your finger in a crack, you need to run. Oh, mate. Oh, it could be a spider in there. That's pretty bad. Yeah, and it goes all the way down. Now, it hasn't broken bricks, which is good, but yeah, not fantastic. Why is that happening here? There is a garden bed. Maybe they watered here, softened up the ground. Crack. On the other side of the house, just concrete. Look at this, another one. This isn't coming through on the video, but this wall has gone back a bit, or this wall has come out a bit. Bricks breaking here. Okay. It's breaking all the way up. Okay, that's pretty bad. Now, they've patched this up before. I can see it. Okay, so this property has no air conditioning. So that's another thing you're going to have to get. This decking is sinking in the center here. Okay, so let's use those bricks as a level. You see how those bricks 100% would be level, right? You can see how it's sinking, it's going downhill. There's something wrong here, something rotten. And in my opinion, that's not safe to use as a rental in case something happens, right? It probably, nothing might happen, but if it was to break and someone was to hurt themselves on it, yeah, you wouldn't want to be accountable. I would be removing this. Okay, so more damage to the boards here. This is purely because the gutters were blocked or stuffed, and there's a lot of water sitting there, rotting everything, making it fall apart. Window frames are okay here. They've changed this door. They've put a metal door in. Okay, so this has been upgraded. It's pretty old, but it's probably well past halfway in its life. That is a huge gas heater. Now, let's see if they've done any upgrades. They would have, because they've got solar panels. Okay, this looks actually pretty good. Okay, that's good. So they've had electrical upgrades in the house. This is the solar unit. No, why do they not make this easy? Okay, now, this hasn't been upgraded. Oh my God, I can't even open it. It's got stuff there. Can't open it. So I can't see if they've upgraded the subfloor here. Timber. Let me try once more, because that is an absolute deal breaker if they haven't done floors. No, there's actually stuff there in the way. Now, so a bit of work here. Sorry, I know that's not what you want to hear, but I'll tell you right now, I try and avoid this estate, even though it has all these perks, because of these issues. And then to invest the money to fix this stuff, post-COVID era is crazy. It's mega dollars. Like, to have people to come and, it's almost not worth fixing in the sense where patching it up, they'll just say rip it all out and start again. This could be a $10,000 bill just to fix the gutters, I reckon, and the timbers. It could be more, you know, but $10K for that. You got to remove that back wood, because it's sinking. Something's wrong with it. There's just rotten beams in there somewhere. There's rotten windows that need repair, and there's major structural movement in the back of the property here. Major, because there's broken bricks, cracked bricks, huge holes. This is a massive repair bill. To repair this, you need to kind of lift up the house somehow. I don't have the expertise to give you exact advice on that because I've never done it. But I just don't buy houses that have that problem because, like I said, if you can stick your finger in a crack, run. So, yeah. I would guesstimate, not even seeing the interior, you probably need to spend the best part of about $40,000 to make this house externally up to scratch. Yeah. There's no aircon unit. I know that's an ancient one there, but you need a modern working function aircon unit on the interior to make it up to rental regulations. It's got solar panels, which are good, but that doesn't benefit any owner. You've got the gas heating, the chimney's tipped. Look at that, it's broken. Never seen that before. So there's quite a bit here, mate. There's a bit of work.